Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about Donald Trump and a comment he just made, which, in all honesty, y'all, I am not surprised. Donald Trump don't care for anybody that's not a billionaire. And he never cared about struggling Americans. That's why in his position, he does absolutely nothing about it, nor does he talk about it. When people keep bringing up the gas prices, he keeps bringing up, well, what would you rather have, the high gas prices or Iran have a nuclear weapon? I don't believe there are many Americans that were ever concerned about Iran having a nuclear weapon. But he seems to think in his little feeble mind that that kind of talk scares us. Oh, Iran, having a nuclear, it scares nobody. Nobody was concerned about Iran getting a nuke. And he seems to think that's the answer. Anytime somebody combat him or pushes back on all of these high prices out here, he think telling you about Iran and some nukes, that just answers everything and we're all good. No. People's struggles are real. There are people that are not getting through day-to-day life anymore because they either don't have the money to afford everything out here, or they have no job and they have no more monetary means to live their life like they used to. And many of them are scared. And when you have a president talk like he's so unconcerned about that, yeah, that angers a lot of people. But Donald Trump don't care about working class people. If you notice, in all of Project 2025 and any type of policy he got, it's never anything pertaining to relief for the people. And it never will. This man is not concerned about anybody other than himself. And that's usually how Gentiles operate. The only being you care about is yourself. You don't care about anybody else sitting around you. And, that behavior had to be bred into y'all. Because it's there. It's in millions and millions of people out here. That was bred into you. So, yes, there's a lot of reaction. There's a lot of people that are upset. There's people that are disappointed. And there are people that know this is typical Donald Trump. And it really is. Donald Trump will go through this whole presidency not giving a crap about the American public. Look, I did a live about a week ago. He said he didn't care if a barrel of oil went over $200. He was unconcerned. And he meant that stuff. He wasn't joking. He wasn't laughing. He meant that. If oil goes over $200, the majority of the country is going to be paying double digits for a gallon of gas. It's going to be a lot of states in the double digits just for 1 gallon. And as far as he's concerned, let it happen. He doesn't care. So I don't know what's going to be worse, y'all. Being around gas stations without a gas and out of fuel signs, Or the ones that do have gas, they're charging you double digits per gallon. It's going to be one hell of a summer. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Please give me a one if you can see my screen. That's why it makes me laugh when I hear Donald Trump talk about doing deals. This man is so incorrigible. How the hell can anybody sit down and do any deal with him? I'm serious. This man is indifferent to every damn thing. Do a deal? Donald Trump ain't going to just understand everything we're dealing with. Donald Trump ain't going to resolve not one thing. Why do you think he's resorting to cheating in order to win the midterms, arrest poll workers, and all this nonsense he's coming up with? Because he is not going to solve nothing. He's not going to solve nothing, but he'll try to cheat to get ahead. But that's a culture thing. Cheating to get ahead and then sit around telling us everything's merit based. I mean, what a joke. What a joke. All right, y'all. Thank you for the ones.
We have some stunning news right now. Donald Trump just admitted that he does not care about the financial situation of any American when dealing with Iran. This is a clip that's going to be played in ads across the country, so share it. Trump was asked point blank today, what extent are Americans' financial situation motivating you to make a deal with Iran? He said, quote, not even a little bit. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. That's a direct quote from the president as he was leaving on his trip to meet President Xi in China. He went on to say that all he cares about is Iran not getting a nuclear weapon. But right now, Americans are struggling, can't afford gas. Gas is over $5, $6 a gallon in some states. Americans can't afford to eat. Americans can't afford to pay rent. He doesn't care about the American financial situation at all, not even a little bit. This is a video that's going to be played in ads across the country heading into the midterms. I mean, it's pretty stunning to say the least. Spread the word, follow for more.
For a very long time, I've been saying Trump doesn't give a damn about anyone but himself. And everybody said, oh, Drayton, you're being hyperbolic. I mean, come on, what a thing to say about the man. But what happens when he says it himself? Yeah, what happens when it's the words that come out of his mouth? I don't think about Americans' financial situations in Iran negotiations. Why would I think about how Americans live? What do I care? I'm just the president. I think he forgets that he represents the United States of America, that all the people of the United States is who he represents. I truly don't think he understands that. Because saying that, I don't even think about their financial situation. If they're broke, they're broke. I mean, my friends at Mar-a-Lago have lots of money. So that's all that's important. But the rest of you people, yeah, I don't think about your financial, your financial worries or your financial problems or yeah, I don't think about it. He doesn't care, folks. He just doesn't care.
Who's defending Trump? Just said out loud today, I don't think about Americans' financial problems. Can you imagine how crazy the MAGA smooth brains would go, along with their Fox News overlords, if Obama said out loud, I don't ever think about Americans' financial problems? Something about being a Republican too long takes away your ability to think. It takes away your morality. It truly makes you an indecent person. Those defending Trump are deeply deranged, evil people.
Have you heard this yet?
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that matters.
Support journalism you trust. Support PBS News.
Now think about it. The President of the United States doesn't care about people's financial situations. No matter who you are, no matter where you work, no matter who you voted for. Right now, if you're struggling, he don't care. And if he just keeps on saying, we've got to make sure they don't have nuclear weapons, people are going to continue supporting him, whether they have them or not. So when are you guys going to realize that you have been supporting someone that never intended on supporting you?
When you're negotiating with Iran, Mr. President, to what extent are Americans' financial situations motivating you to make a deal?
Not even a little bit. The only thing that matters when I'm talking about Iran, they can't have a nuclear weapon. I don't think about Americans' financial situation. I don't think about anybody. I think about one thing. We cannot let Iran have a nuclear weapon. That's all. That's the only thing that matters.
Beef is up 16%. Okay. I just think the president, I cannot shake the president saying he's not thinking about the Americans' economic situation. And he's really focused on, like, does Iran have a nuclear weapon? That is a statement that in news cycles past would have been a career-ending statement for an elected official, especially a president of the United States with poll numbers as low as his and an agenda on the line. It seems like he himself is going to be okay, but the Republicans in Congress and around the country in some of these governors' mansions races, specifically Eugene, they might be in trouble because maybe Donald Trump is inoculated, but he has never been able to translate that inoculation onto others.
Because he would have to really care about the other Republicans, right? Like, at the end of the day, Donald Trump is thinking about himself. He's thinking about his legacy. That's one reason why he is so focused on these foreign trips. That's why he's so focused, it seems, when you talk to both his voters and some of his allies, not focused on the things that are moving Americans, which is the economy.
So did you guys hear what your boy said today? He said, I don't care about Americans' financial situation when negotiating with Iran. So next time you're filling up at the gas station or going to the grocery store, trying to get that slab of meat for your barbecue, which is sky high, or trying to find a flight to go on vacation this summer, just remember that Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about you or your family. Boom.
But Donald Trump told you that on the campaign trail. I saw the video. He said, I don't care about you. I just care about your vote. He meant that. And you know what the MAGA crowd did? They laughed. He meant that mess. He wasn't joking. And he told them, I don't care about you. I just care about your vote. That's it. And he was telling them the truth right to their faces. So, look, if he's letting you know at this stage of the game that he don't care about Americans' financial situation, That's what he means. That's why he's unfazed every time someone, if you notice, just look at Donald Trump every time inflation questions come up, or questions about gas, or questions about groceries, or anything where things are going up in the country. He always answers and he's completely unfazed by the question because he really don't care. He don't focus on that at all. He don't focus on that at all, and he don't care. So if you are looking to try to get out of the situation you're in, paying too high rent, or the gas prices are so high now, you got to cut back on your food, and this man don't care. He ain't gonna do nothing about it. So he said, let it go over $200 a barrel for gas, which means there's going to be places paying $10 or more per gallon. And he's going to continue to sit there and say he don't care. So if you are looking for Donald Trump to do something about what's going on now, all I can say to you is don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Like I said, the whole time Donald Trump has been in office, I have not seen him fix one thing, but I have seen him contribute to and make situations worse. That's why you don't see the job reports anymore, because they done got worse under Trump. So if you were looking for relief from Donald Trump, don't look any further, because it's not coming. He's not going to offer any relief to a living soul out here. Maybe tax cuts for the rich, but nothing for everybody else. Yeah, I mean, it's sad. It's the state that Americans are in is sad. I got my next live coming up at 3:45 on how homelessness has exploded across the country. And you ain't gonna believe what some of these homeless people are saying. Y'all, some of these homeless people are working full-time jobs and they're still on the street homeless. You know why? Because rent has gone up so high, even people with full-time jobs can't afford the security deposit, the first month rent. They can't come up with that money. So they work a full-time job, but they don't have a permanent roof over their head. So it is a sad state that this country is in, and it's not going to get better under Donald Trump. So we'll be talking about that at 3:45. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you then. Shalom, family.